Hey y'all, this is TCA Gaming, and in this video we are going to go over just a few more things that I picked up for sale, and then we're going to open up some product. We might even touch on some Metazoo and a few errors that are out there with the new Torrential Tide set, because I am curious about if there are more. But for those of you who prayed for my daughter, definitely appreciate that. Thank you so much. I was pretty set on getting surgery because her bones look like this, her collarbone. And so, I'm trying to figure out how, actually, kind of more like this, like where that's going out of her shoulder. This is kind of going down towards her lung. And, so I'm trying to figure out how the bones go back and then connect like that. And so I'm like, there has to be surgery. There's got to be a plate that's put in. But the surgeon is very confident that because she's so young, that it will just, apparently, if you have bones like this, it just forms this big ball of callus. And over time, it like smooths out and it just grows back together. And apparently that's the best way to allow children at her age to heal. It's kind of scary to think about, but I'm going to go with his expertise and trust what he's got going on there, because he's not the first person to tell us that. He's the next opinion that we've gotten. So hopefully that all works out, and if it doesn't, we are closely monitoring it, and we'll see him again here in another week or two and see what's going on. But anyways, let's jump into the video itself. So the first card I'm going to show you is Yu-Gi-Oh! Harpy's Feather Duster. I picked up another one of these. It took me a while to finally get one of these in a 10, because they were always just like, they were just over $100, but I knew that if I waited in time, I could probably get them for like 90. And I ended up buying one for right at $100 in auction. And then a week later, of course, another one comes through, and I get this one for 86. And I've been waiting over a year to get it. But sometimes it happens like that. You wait for a certain card to come around, and then all of a sudden you hit 2 or 3 all at once. And I think there's another one at auction, and I might pick it up. I still think it's a good deal for the card itself. I really like this. This would be the equivalent of, like, it says destroy all of your opponent's magic and trap cards on the field. So it wipes everything off their side. I can't imagine cards like this are legal now, but then again, maybe it wouldn't surprise me. Maybe it's easy to reject this kind of thing. And yes, this is pre-spell. This is a magic card. I don't collect too many of the spell card eras or spell era cards. All right, next up, I picked up one of these, $200. I got to looking at it because I've been getting closer and closer to selling out of all of my Shining Fates packs. I don't have a ton of those set back. And I was like, man, those have really jumped in price. They're like $13 a pack now. So let me go check out the set. And the biggest hit in the set is by far the Charizard VMAX. And of course, it looks good. It's a shiny Charizard VMAX. The card looks good. And this is in a 10. It's like $200. And I'm like, wow. And there's a ton of listings, right at about 225. So I was like, let me pick up one for 200. And so I put in some bids to possibly pick some up in auction. But everybody's like really firm on that, and it makes sense to me, why they would be firm. But you can also get the raw card for like $100, and this is a pretty high grade for a 10. So there's a lot of these in the market at that price range. But if you're interested in selling yours at 200 and you don't want to go through the eBay fees, I'd be willing to pay that. I'm not really willing to pay more than that off of eBay, because on eBay I get like Rakuten plus PayPal rewards. And so it actually works out to being less than 200 if I can get it for $200. But anyways, yeah, so I'm looking to maybe pick up some more of those. But I've got one at the moment. Next up right here, Blaine's Moltres. So I got to look at this card up, and I was like, what's, like the hit from Gym Heroes, the one that I like the most. And there's just Blaine's Moltres. It's a beautiful card. You can't really see what's going on in the background. I'm sure some people can figure it out, but maybe that's woods right there. I really don't know. It could be a waterfall. But that there's a Moltres there, and it's flying, and it's just simple. It's the first card that I can think of that had 5 energies for an attack. I know the Moltres, or the Mewtwo, the Rocket's Mewtwo from Gym Challenge, had 3 attacks. But maybe it was Ho-Oh that had that was the next one that had 5 energies. There could have been some in between, but this is the first one I believe that was ever printed with 5 energies for an attack. And it just looks really cool. It's first edition. It's hollow. It's in a 10. Z&G had it for $800. And I was like, yes, I'm going to buy that. So thank you, Z&G. And crazy enough, like a week later, he put another one up for $1,000, and then someone else had one for $1,000. And I'm like, man, this is still a really good deal. So I went and picked up those. I picked up 3 Blaine's Moltres this week for a total of $2,800, all in CGC 10. Now, if you go to PSA, you're looking at like $5,000. So I don't think there's a 5x multiplier there, especially if you look at the card, it's super clean. Like, it's a really nice looking card. I don't want to take it out of this. I'm just kind of leaving it in there. Now that these are a little bit more sticky and they actually work. I don't like the case. I wish they'd use something better, like a much tighter case, but it is what it is. And so I've got it in here now, but to me, it just seems like a good deal. You can get the best card from a box that people are selling now for, like, we're asking $25,000. I don't know how many sales that have been. And to me, this is like the top card in close to a top grade. First edition holo. So it's not like you can do a buyout and buy all of the Blaine's Moltres. But if I see one that comes through for $800 or $1,000 and it looks good, like the grade looks good, I'm probably going to pick that up. So to me, that makes sense. All right, Metazoo. So I don't even know if I want to be able to show this here on camera. I might be able to. I might have to zoom in. All right, so going through, making some reverse holo sets, because right now the prices on the boxes are bad. They're like $68 or something. And I'm like, I'm going to just open some of this stuff up for fun. I want to make some sets. I'm going to grade some of the cards that I like. And so I want you to look right here in this area where it says Siko Kahoili. You can kind of tell there's already something going on with the name. But look at the foil. See if I can get it to show up. There we go. There it is. Look at the C right here. There's actually an A, not with without the reverse foil, and then there's a T, and you can make out an E at the end. I'm not sure the name, who it is, but there's just a foil overlap that's incorrect, and typically you don't notice it if it's something small or it doesn't really matter, but there's an actual name that's spelled out there. I'll figure out the name eventually, or it might just be a bunch of letters. I can't tell all of them, but yeah, you can see it in person pretty decent. And I had reached out to Dan, Catch 'em All Collectibles, because I know he busts a lot of these packs, and I think he reached out to one of his streamers or somebody who works for him that handles this and sent a picture, and it didn't have it, although I'm not so sure that it was put in the right angle, because every single one of mine did. I had about 10 of these reverse holos, and all of them had the error. To me, it's cooler if not all of them have it, because then it's just a limited part of the print, or it was just a limited issue that was done during the print, because as far as I understand, there's not multiple prints of these Metazoo sets that are releasing. But I reached out to Charlie. He was aware of it. He also said, there's another issue with the Loveland Frogman. You can see right there that it's missing foil there, where I guess there was going to be something underneath that. But I guess this would be similar to like your Zapdos missing foil part on the hollow part from Fossil, where they've got an Evolution box imprint there. So it's kind of cool to see two of these pop up. I'm not aware of many errors in Metazoo. I haven't studied the cards that closely, but if there are errors in the very first base set and you know about them, put it down in the comments so I can go check out my cards. And if there are other errors in Torrential Tides that you are aware of, I'd love to hear about those as well. All right, so let's get to the opening of Pokemon. I'm going to open up some English and some Japanese. So this is a 10-pack lot that I have on eBay, and it might be outdated in price at this point. I don't know. I need to go check it. But I'm going to open up these packs here and just see if we get anything cool out of it. At one point, I had these for $39.99. They're not there anymore. And then we have a V-Star Universe box. It's got one of these stickers on there, which these come off pretty easy. I want to say that they get these when they go to the Pokemon Center or come from the Pokemon Center, but I'm not really too sure. So we'll kind of jumble it up. I'll open a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So thank you all for sticking around. Sorry. My throat is, I need to clear it out for some reason. Also, for everyone who's been commenting on the thumbnails, sorry if I disappointed you. I'm just having fun with those things. I've never really, it's so easy. All I gotta do is press Q. If I press Q, I just took a screenshot, and I had to upload the picture and hit background remover. And so it's really nice to be able to do that. Wow, look at that. Radiant Gardevoir. Pack number 1, which we should get a hit in every pack. Radiance count as kind of like an extra. There's Genesect V. Now, my mom did just come in. I doubt she can hear me in here. So this could turn into a conversation with her here in a second. All right, we have Brilliant Stars. And there's Chimchar, Minccino. Got Tornadus and the Luxray. All right, so nothing from the Brilliant Stars pack. Here's our next V-Star Universe pack. Again, you're guaranteed to hit in these. That's why they're high class. Because if nothing else, you're going to at least get something that's considered a hit. So you got that Zacian V, which cards like this, I mean, they're not very expensive, but man, Fusion Strike. Who was here during some of those first streams where I was selling Fusion Strike packs for $24.99? So it's 10 packs for $24.99, free shipping. I remember ZNG actually made fun of me for that in one of his videos. He's like, how is he making money? The thing was, I wasn't making money. I was just getting rid of Fusion Strike packs because back then, I mean, there was just so much out there. You could buy products as much as you wanted, and you know, it was what it was. You know, people didn't really want the packs, and it was because they were cheap. And now that they're expensive, everybody wants them. You know, that saying about you don't want something until it's expensive or until other people want it. I mean, it rings true a lot of times. Oh man, Radiant Blastoise with the Blastoise. I like that. Dang. And, you know, I know a lot of people don't like Pokemon Go. I still really like Pokemon Go. Maybe because I'm a Pokemon 151 kind of guy. Like, I like the originals. But you've got Radiant Blastoise, Radiant Charizard, Radiant Venusaur, Blastoise, Charizard, Venusaur. A lot of sets, they'll do two and then they'll leave out one for whatever reason. Nice looking Gengar there. Then we have Dialga. But Pokemon Go doesn't do it. It does have, it's only got two Altards. So it's the Mewtwo and the Conkeldurr. The Mewtwo, I do like that one. I think it's a good one. It's not like an epic artwork, but it's still pretty cool. Ooh, Irida. Little OC, but nice. Put that one there. It's interesting to see how a lot of sets, it's like the packs are going up, but then the cards aren't. And then because the pack went up, now you start seeing the cards move up. And then because the cards move up, the packs go up. It's like because something's getting more expensive, something else gets more expensive. And then because that gets more expensive, something else gets more expensive. Eventually, we're going to hit a top. Nice. We pulled Charizard and Blastoise. Can we get a Venusaur somewhere in here? I don't know if any... Which sets have Venusaur that are left? Masquerain, Aggie Slash, Iron Moth, so nothing in that pack. Now you are guaranteed an SAR in V-Star Universe. Who knows, maybe we'll hit a God pack too, that'd be cool. There's Electivire and Mag. Mortar. Oh, there it is, there's the SAR. Is that Hatterene? Hatterene VMAX? You guys correct me if I am wrong. Also, it's like Shining Fates. The packs are like $13, but if you go look at the set itself, there's Charizard VMAX, and then every other Shiny Vault card just like drops off of a cliff. I mean, it's like bad. The majority of them are under $1. Got an Ursaluna V, nice. Getting a decent amount of hits. Well, I mean, I guess you're gonna get, you know, a decent amount from V-Star Universe, anyways. But even the stack over here of, you know, other sets isn't doing too bad. We got a Garchomp V. Nice. Oh, wait. Got to go back to Astral Radiance. Go back to the other side. All right, here we go. White code card, so really we're hoping for a trainer gallery, and we did not get that. Hopefully I don't ruin that too many times for you guys when you're watching me open up the packs. And for those of you thinking I have a new mic, I do not have a new mic. I just had to gain a little bit extra. And somebody did tell me to point it straight up and down, which I keep hitting it. It is kind of in my way, but I've got it a little bit more vertical. Before it was kind of like this. Now it's more like that. So maybe it's working a little better because somebody said it was. Hopefully it's still working good, and this isn't another silent video. And I'm over here saying it's working good, and it's actually not. So there's our, I think we've got all three art rares that we're going to get, plus the SAR. So I'm not too sure there's much left in the V-Star Universe box, but we'll see. There's the Wiglet. And a Miritan. Man, it'd be epic if we pulled that Magikarp. I pulled a few of them from Paldea Evolved, but none of them have been that well centered. Zeraora VMAX. Well, always got to check the back in case there's a secret rare energy. Man, this Paldea Evolved pack. I remember when these come out, Might not even, actually might not have been this set, but I want to say it was this set because I can feel it right now. Cardinal Gaming did a video talking about how they changed the packaging and they were like, it was like thicker, more tacky, and I can still feel it with that pack, how they had changed things up there. Paldea evolved. Hariyama. Alright, V-Star Universe. Last pack for this box. Oh yeah, there's a Palkia V, and there's one of those secret rare lightning energies. So that was good. Great texture. Got the Pokeballs going on. I don't even remember the Pokeballs being on these secret rare energies. Man, that is bad. How many V-Star Universe boxes I've opened up? There's Obsidian Flames. Got that little tackiness as well. Can we pull the gold Charizard? I doubt it because it looks like a little bit of shiny is peeking through, but I don't think it's that kind of shiny. Palafin. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me ramble about stuff. And for those of you who are tired of my thumbnails, you know, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I'm having fun with it, and maybe I'll tone down the faces just a little bit. But you know, if I have a good one, I'm gonna put it out there. Man, you should see the bloopers. They're pretty bad. Like, I've got some crazy face pics on my phone. You know, I'm gonna be scrolling through talking to somebody business one day. They're gonna be like, "What are you doing with that face right there? What is going on with that?" But anyways, thanks for watching. I hope to see you in another video.